Hey YouTube, how y'all doing? The best part of my life started after 50. Now, I'm going to tell y'all what led to this video. I was watching something and it was talking about the invisible woman syndrome. And it was saying that women over the age of 50 feel invisible. They're saying that they're experiencing ageism in the workplace, or if they're looking for employment, they're experiencing it as well. They feel like they're not attractive anymore with men. And I think also they were talking about because of menopause and everything like that, they kind of felt like they were losing their zest for life. They felt invisible. But the thing about it, what happened that God has done for me is I never felt any of that. And I was like, it was such a beautiful thing. What I did experience for the first time after 50 was a feeling of worthiness. Now, I do hate to say it because they say that after 50, a lot of people do start getting divorced. And I did leave my husband at the age of 50 and everything like that. So I think that was part of my experience because I was with him for 22 years. Everything was about being a wife, being a mother, and it was about everybody else. I was doing my roles, you know. I was going to work, I was feeding the children, feeding the husband, you know, playing with the children, making sure everything was done. Yeah, so I actually felt more invisible when I was in the relationship because I just had like this robotic role that I was doing, you know. It's like, hey, you go to work, you do your little 9 to 5, which was really like 11 to 7. I worked the third shift. And the reason I did that is because I was homeschooling my children and everything like that. So, you know, you do the role, you homeschool your children and everything, you go into college yourself, you make the dinner, and all this stuff is like, oh my goodness, I'm just doing this for years and years and years on end. So that's the time that I really felt invisible. The invisible woman syndrome, thank God that it's not going to hit me because, you know, I mean, I've already been in that role, you know, so I know that I no longer have to go through that. So I just thank God that after my 50s, I'm doing pretty well. So now that, you know, I'm no longer in that relationship, I've had time to pour all the love and everything that I did for them into me. So when I was able to do that, what happened was in this instant, what happened was is that since I'm loving myself more, I exude this energy and I show people how to treat me and to love me now. So before I wasn't doing that. For some reason, it seems like to me, I don't know what it is, but it seems like to me that God allots us a certain amount of energy. And when you're a mother and a wife, and you know what I'm saying, and at one time I was going to school and I have a special needs son. So it's like all that energy was out the window and I had nothing left for me at all, you know. So I was like, that was crazy there. But now that I'm able to sit there and concentrate and put everything back into me, it's wonderful. It's showing. It's like changes are just coming so easily. And usually, you know, people take a long time to change. But I'm telling you, these last 3 years that I've been over here, I've seen things just come like this. God gives me like downloads and ideas and stuff like that that I had never dreamed. Well, not never. Because when I was younger and I was a child, I did dream of these things. But God brought those things back to me. And that's one thing that I love because even in the Bible, it tells you to be childlike, you know. So all these ideas that I had before that I had totally forgot about, God's planting them back in my head again. Like, Danielle, don't you remember that you wanted to be a writer? Don't you remember you wanted to be a teacher? You know, all these different things that I sat there when I was young and that I was actually trying to pursue, I was like, they're coming back to me. And it fills me up. It gives me a feeling of worthiness now. Because, I mean, honestly, yeah, I was feeling like unworthy. And that's because I was in a toxic relationship. So, you know, when you're in a toxic relationship and everything like that, you do have these feelings of unworthiness and stuff like that. But now I feel worthy. worthy of being the best version of me that God has made me. Yes, so now that I'm sitting here and I'm concentrated on me, I get to tap into emotions that I've always wanted to. I have the time for it and everything like that. And I'm like, God has given me the ability to do that now. Before, I didn't even have the energy, no ability to do it, because being a mom, it stretches you. Working full time, going to school, that stretches you. So you sitting there and you're like, hey, I have no time for myself. I didn't have time for friends or anything, and now that I'm sitting here and I'm like, okay, I have all the time that I need to go ahead and pursue the things that God has aligned for me now. I'm like, oh man, I'm excited about it. And I haven't been excited about something in a long time, except for having children and stuff like that. Yes, so I'm excited about things. And what's so beautiful about it is that now I'm excited about it and I'm able to do it alone. I don't have the voice in my head anymore saying that I can't do it, or the physical voice. Like I said, I don't have that anymore telling me that you can't do this and you can't do that. So yes, my life definitely began and got more beautiful after the age of 50. And I'm hoping that the same thing can happen to you guys, because I would want you to embrace things. And I think what it is also is that because we are in the second act of our lives and everything, we're no longer scared like we used to. We have more years behind us than in front of us. And I know that might be a little morbid to say and everything like that, but we do. And so it's like we're no longer scared. It's like when I sit there and I go and I pass through those pearly gates, do I want to sit there and be like, I have all these regrets? Or do I want to hear God say, I gave you all these gifts and you didn't use them? So at the age of 53 now, those gifts that he gave me, that he told me long time ago to use, I'm now able to use. Look at me. I started a YouTube channel at the age of 53 years old. And then the thing about it, I'm sitting there, I'm like, I'm doing pretty good here. I would have never guessed that on YouTube that I would be able to succeed on it. Because honestly, I know when I first started, I was just like, if I get 20 people, to subscribe to the channel, then I'll keep doing it. And that first week, I think I got like 32 people. And I was like, I'm going to keep on doing it. And so God gives me these things like, once I do something and I step out on it, it's like he rewards me. Like, keep going. This is what I want you to do. And so I'm sitting there like, oh my goodness, this is working. And so it was like all the things that he told me long time ago, I'm still able to do it. As long as I got breath in my body, as they say, I'm still going to be able to do it. I'm just so happy and grateful about that. The only thing I'm not happy about today is these eyebrows. I should have just left them the way they were, but I was trying to sit there and be cute and put some eyebrows on for y'all today. But one day what's going to happen is I'm going to be able to get them, I think they call it microblading or something. So kind of like tattoos or something. So that's the only thing right now. But anyway, I hope you guys have a blessed day. This video is going to be short and everything like that. But I do love you guys and I really appreciate you. Y'all have a good one. Bye-bye.